Hello beautiful weebs and welcome to another new video. Today, Otaku Sensei will be recommending the top 10 anime where the MC is overpowered since the beginning and surprises everyone. If you are new and happen to enjoy this sort of content, please don't forget to subscribe as well as turn on the notification bell because 82% of you haven't subscribed yet. And for the people who are already subbed and like the video before it actually starts, know that we appreciate you anyway. Let's start the video. We kick off this list with Cube, Cursed, and Curious. A high school student, Yachi, receives a mysterious super heavy black cube from his overseas archaeologist father. That night, Yachi wakes up to a suspicious noise in the kitchen and discovers a stark naked young girl with blue hair stealing rice crackers. Damn, imagine finding a half-naked lolly in your house at the middle of the night. The girl introduces herself as Fear, and Yachi comes to the conclusion that she is the cube that his father had sent. Fear explains that she is a cursed tool, objects which are used in the past by humans to fill out their evil desires. Over time, they began to possess human attributes at a great price, which include gaining human emotions and hurting others without control. Yachi assures her that he is immune to any curse that she might give him and vows to help out by getting rid of her curse. Allied with next-door neighbor Konoha Maramasa and the strict class representative Kirika Uno, they try to help her remove her curse, but in the process get involved in many dangerous organizations and other curse tool incidents. Not every box or big or small cube is gonna transform into a lolly, so don't try it. At number 9, we have 11 Eyes. The story starts like this. When the sky turns red, the moon turns black. Everyone around Kakeru and his best friend Yuka disappears, and monsters start roaming the streets. They try to decipher why they have been sent to this strange world, which is seemingly empty aside from themselves. However, when the red night ends, Kakeru and Yuka believe it was all a dream, until it happens again, and they are left in a dangerous situation. They meet 4 others in the same predicament: Kusakabe Misuzu, an expert swordsman, and Tachibana Kukuri, a strange mute girl who looks uncannily like Kakeru's deceased sister, and Hidehara Yukiko, a lively young girl whose personality reverts to that of a cold killer when her glasses are removed, and Tajima Takahisa, a young pyrokinetic. As the 6 of them band together to survive and discover what this mysterious world is, things take a turn for the worse as 6 shadows appear before them. In 8th place, we have Cautious Hero. You know, people say you can never be too careful, because it's better to prepare for every situation you may face, even if it seems like an unnecessary waste of time. Anyway, these words describe our little too perfect main character, Seiya Ryugyuan. After being summoned by the goddess Restarte, aka Aqua 2.0, to save the world of 𝐺IABRANDE from the demon lord destruction, the hero prepares himself for his noble journey. While this might be normal, he spends a very long time training himself. Despite having overpowered stats, he bullies, fights weak enemies using his strong skills, and buys excessive amounts of supplies and potions, all to stay safe. While his attitude may be a bit annoying, it might just be the saving grace of 𝐺IABRANDE, especially considering that it is a world where the forces of evil dominate each and every expectation.
だと思ってんのこれが俺様のスピコロ。こいつは東洋第一の忍者服部半蔵だ。
In 7th place, we have To Be a Heroine. Everyone around 𝐒ᴜᴜᴜ expects her to grow up and become an adult, and she's lost the ability to keep herself mentally balanced. At the bottom of her heart, her childish self is still there and still strong. One day, she wanders into another dimension, a world where the light has been lost and darkness rules. The people there exist as babies, wearing only their underpants. The clothes they wear can be summoned as powerful fighters called spiklō, or spirit cloth. In this world, a battle was being fought between light and darkness. However, this battle between light and darkness in another dimension was actually the battle between hope and despair in 𝐒ᴜᴜᴜ's heart. I know, it doesn't make sense, but at this point, even I don't know what's going on. So, don't ask me, okay? In the wake of the Third World War, which left Japan in ruins, an organization known as Vishio seized control of Tokyo and renamed it Toshima. Taking place in its back alleys are battle games known as ɪɣɪra, overseen by the Vishio, in which contestants battle and bathe in each other's blood to earn the chance to go up against its tournament king. ɪɣɪra is not the only fighting tournament around. Blaster is a similar yet vastly different game since it prohibits murder and the use of weapons. The only way to win is by knocking out the opponent. Our main character, Akira, a young man isolated from his family, is known to be undefeatable at Blaster. Is that you, Faker-san? Anyway, however, his life on top is shattered when he is accused of murder, unable to prove his own innocence. All hope is seemingly lost. That is until a mysterious woman named Emma appears and offers him a chance. Now to regain his freedom, Akira must participate in ɪɣɪra and ultimately defeat the tournament's king. In 5th place, we have ᴑᴜsīᴜ. While struggling to get past a breakup with his girlfriend, our boy Kudo Sakuragawa was approached by Kodako Iwanaga. A wild lolly has appeared, a girl who declared that she was in love with Kudo since she met him 2 years ago. She then tells him that she is a sort of a goddess of wisdom, where she serves as the intermediary between the real world and the supernatural world. Kudo, of course, doubts her at first, but after fighting a yokai in a library and revealing to each other their true identities, Kudo is actually a half-monster that has eaten 2 different yokai meats, giving him the powers of immortality and near absolute precognition. Kudo agrees to help Kodako on her various adventures as the peacekeeping goddess of wisdom. With the initiation of the Patreon Civil War came the creation of half-beast, half-human soldiers, a development of the outnumbered Northerners in a desperate attempt to counter the overwhelming Southern forces, able to quickly dominate battlefields and achieve victory with ease. The soldiers' godlike abilities earned them the name Incarnates. However, as the war raged on, the Incarnates encountered a problem involving the beasts inside them that they were unable to rectify by ordinary means. Once the war was over, mysteries and accounts of the Incarnates submitting to the misfortune of their war days surfaced. Aware of the horrors they faced during the war, Special Sergeant Major and former captain of the Incarnates, 𝐴ᴝ becomes a beast hunter. Those who take the lives of Incarnates who have succumbed to the issues they experienced on the battlefields. After witnessing her father, a former Incarnate soldier, meet his end at the hands of one such beast hunter, Nancy Shaw Bancroft resolves to hunt the man who took her father's life. However, Nancy's eye-opening encounter with the beast hunter influences her to instead seek the reason behind her father's death and the Incarnates' problematic existence in society. In 3rd place, we have Our Last Crusade or The Rise of a New World. a force known as astral power permeates through the world, wielded by astral mages. Fearing its destructive power, the Empire persecutes those who show their abilities. The tormented mages are then founded by Nebula's sovereignty to flee from their oppressors. Since then, the two nations have been in bitter conflict, the war still going strong for more than a century. After committing the great crime of freeing an imprisoned witch, the talented knight 𝐸sca is sentenced to prison. A year later, the Empire leadership suddenly decides to set him free, with the condition that he hunts down a fearsome mage known as the Ice Calamity Witch, aka the Booba Queen. Hoping to end the war, 𝐸sca agrees. Coincidentally, the Ice Calamity Witch herself, Alice Nebulous, also wishes for peace and is willing to do everything she can to bring down the Empire. As 𝐸sca and Alice both yearn for a crusade that will turn the world into one without struggle, woe, or pain, the strains of fate tie them ever closer together, creating a bond that goes beyond something fabricated by mere coincidence, just like me and my waifu from the nation called Imagination.
無抵抗の時間はさっき終わったぞ。こっからは相撲の時間じゃ。とくと味わえ。
In professional sumo, there are no weight classes. It's a savage sport where the strongest survive, and anyone willing to test their mettle can step into the ring. There is, however, a minimum size requirement to be a pro sumo wrestler, and young Inomato Ushio, incredibly talented and hardworking though he may be, does not meet the requirement. Remember, boys, size doesn't matter. Stamina does. I am talking about sumo, you dirty-minded people. This small boy has big dreams of reaching the highest class of sumo, Hinoshida Kaizen. The only way he can possibly go pro is if he becomes the high school Yokozuna, a title given to the strongest wrestler in the high school tournaments. Ushio is under a lot of pressure, as well as a time limit. If he can't show off his skills in the high school tournaments, he may lose his chance to go pro permanently, and the odds are stacked against him. Instead of enrolling in Ishigami High, the best school for sumo in Japan, he enrolls in Odachi High and must build a sumo club from the ground up with one devout member, Shinya Ozaki. Odachi High is the true underdog of the sumo world, but our boy Ushio has to push forward with all his strength if he is going to make it professionally.
なんでゴミが流れてきただけじゃねえか。なんだ。
And we finish this list at an epic classic entry. Dororo is at number 1. A greedy samurai Lord Daiga Kagamitsu's land is dying, and he would do anything for power, even renounce Buddha and make a pact with demons. His prayers are answered by 12 demons who grant him the power he desires by aiding his prefecture's growth, but at a price. When Kagamitsu's first son is born, the boy has no limbs, no nose, no eyes, ears, nor even skin. Yet still, he lives. This child is disposed of in a river and forgotten, but as luck would have it, he is saved by a medicine man who provides him with prosthetics and weapons, allowing for him to survive and fend for himself. The boy lives and grows, and although he cannot see, hear, or feel anything, he must defeat the demons that took him as a sacrifice. With the death of each one, he regains a part of himself that is rightfully his. For many years, he wanders alone, until one day an orphan boy Dororo befriends him. The unlikely pair of castaways now fight for their survival and humanity in an unforgiving demon-infested world. The video ends here, and I want to especially give a thanks out to all those people who support me through Patreon and the channel membership. I hope you enjoyed this list, as well as got introduced to new shows. And if you did, leave a like, share with your buddies, and as always, like and subscribe, turn on the notifications, and until next time, try to keep the comments section wholesome.